Hello, good morning, students. Myself, Dr. K.M. Khalkar, Department of Botany, KTHM College, Nasik. Student, in the last week, we have completed the last chapter, that is the ornamental horticulture, in which we have covered different types of the garden like English garden, Italian garden, Mughal garden, Japanese garden, as well as the landscape gardening. Today, we start the next one chapter, simple one chapter, that is the floriculture. Title of our paper, that is the horticulture and floriculture. The first six chapter based on the horticulture and the next two chapters based on the floriculture. Yes, no doubt, floriculture is an important branch of horticulture. But when we are considering the syllabus, the horticulture and floricultures are of the two chapter. The first one, that is the floriculture, and the second one like as the flower industry. Yes, the flower industry, in which we try to complete the introduction, concept, definition, scope and importance of floriculture, important floricultural crops and method of cultivation of Aster, gladiolus, orchids, tagetes. Yes, in this lecture, we try to consider the first one of floriculture, introduction of the floriculture, and we considered the one flowering plant, that is the aster. Friend, what is this floriculture? The generally is the important branch of horticulture related a cultivation of flowers. Flowers are associated with the mankind from the dawn of civilization. Means generally from birth to death, in every occasion flowers are required. Flowers are used for various purposes in our day-to-day life, like the worshipping, religious, social functions, wedding, interior decoration, veni, gadra, in perfume industry, in dye extraction and self adornment. For different purpose, flowers play an important role. A floriculture is the study of growing and man making flowers and foliage plants. And floriculture includes a cultivation of flowering and ornamental plant for direct sale or for use as a raw material in cosmetics and perfume industry and the pharmaceutical sectors. What is the definitions of the floriculture? Simply, a floriculture is the aesthetic branch of horticulture which deals not only with the cultivation of ornamental annuals, biennials, and the perennial plants, including potted ones, but also their marketing. Means a cultivation and marketing of the flowering plants known as floriculture. Floriculture also include the marketing for local distance market, export of cut flower, live plants, and their economic product like as the scent, oils, and medicine, etc. Floriculture or flower farming is a discipline of Horticulture concerned with the cultivation of flowering and ornamental plants for garden and for floristry, comprising the floral industry. The development via plant breeding of new varieties is a major occupation of floriculturist. Mario was the father of floriculture, a tropical agronomist and botanist who also taught agriculture and floriculture very nicely. Friends, the different flowers we are using to convey a human feeling. Yes, everywhere we are considering or we are use the rose as a token of love. We are use the pansy for the thoughts, carnation white for the woman's love, French marigold for jealousy or sorrow, African marigold for vulgar minds, the narcissus for self-esteem, the daffodil for regards, the amaryllis for pride, iris for message, the snapdragon for the perceptions, the jasmine for amiability, the lily for purity, or stock for luxury, and sweet peas for the departure. So, in this way, the different flowers are used to convey the human feelings are there. Yes, so all means the flowers play an important role in our day-to-day life for the different purposes are there. The scope, when we are considering the scope and importance of floriculture, rising demand of cut flower and live plant due to the urbanization is there. India and other Asian countries have been emerging as a development center of floriculture. A favorable soil and climate. Several government schemes are for there for floriculture. Flower used for festival, wedding, puja, funeral function, wall decoration, carpet bedding, foreign exchange. Source of income for small and marginal farmers. Self-employment venture is there. Improvement of wasteland with the help of floriculture is there. Indoor and outdoor landscaping is there. Need to realize the importance of ornamental plant in park, garden, which gives the aesthetic beauty with the help of floriculture. Used as a hedge plant, border plant, fountains, export of value added product from the flowers. Employment in processing industry, we obtain the different products from the flower. Demand in export of cut flower has increased, prevents rural as well as the urban air pollution with the help of floriculture. And India being divers have many ornamental crop and thus there is the scope of domestication of beautiful wild crops. So all these are the points related to scope and importance of the floriculture. So what is the opportunity to the floriculturist? Greenhouse cultivation has more demand. Potential supplier during the lean season. Subsidy for the storage from APEDA. Government incentives from NABARD. Reduction in import duties on cut flowers. Increasing demand in the world market. Self-employment we will obtain with the help of floriculture and high potential value additions. So all these are the opportunities for the floriculturist. The challenges is also there. The challenges like as the emerging floral growing region, Africa and other Asian countries, they are also started to cultivate a different type of the flower. The pest and disease attack on the flowering plants are increases day by day due to the environmental pollution. Climate vagaries are there because of that will be affect and quality and the quantity of the flower. High capital investment at first and higher fuel and the energy charges is also one of the challenges today. So friend, so in this way we are considering some, that is the introduction of this floriculture. Then the next we will consider here the one crop, that is the method of cultivation of aster flowering plant crop. Aster, we all know. is one of the most popular garden annual grow throughout the world. Belongs to family Asteraceae or Fabaceae. Its native it belongs to family Asteraceae or Compositae, and it is native to China. The genus Callistippus has only a single species known as chinensis. So the botanical name is Callistippus chinensis, and this genus derives its name through Greek word Callistos means most beautiful, and stepos means a crown, referring to the flower. Yes, crown means in Marathi we will say the mukut, because of why the beautiful flowering, they are look like a, we will say, a crown is there. It is used in bouquets for the flower arrangement and religious offspring is there. Commercially, it is used as a cut flower for interior decoration. It is also used as a pot plant in garden decoration as a herbaceous border, and it can be grown during winter under the climatic conditions. So all these are the, we will simply say, the introduction. Then the method of cultivations, climate and growing season. Aster is a winter season flowering annual. Required day temperature 10 to 20 degrees centigrade favorable to the plant aster. The lower color, the flower color is well developed if temperature during the day is 20 to 30 degrees centigrade and 15 to 17 degrees centigrade respectively, with relative humidity 50 to 60%. It also required sufficient sunlight for better growth and flowering. The location and soil, aster prefers to grow in an open, sunny location. Yes, it requires a major light, and the crop is susceptible to waterlogging. Hence, well-drained loamy soil is required. The pH of the soil required 6.8 to 7.5. Propagations of the castor plants generally done with the help of seed. That is, the sexual propagation is there, and the seed rate is 625 to 750 gram per hectare seeds are required, and the seeds will be germinate in a week in 21 degrees centigrade temperature. The seeds lose viability at a faster rate if stored in ordinary container for a longer time. Therefore, it is advisable to use only fresh seeds. Variety, there are number of variety like the Kamini, Purnima, Shashank, Violet, Cushion, Fule Ganesh White, Fule Ganesh Pink, Fule Ganesh Violet, Fule Ganesh Purple. All these are the variety of aster is there. Nursery, seeds can be sown in seed pans, obtaining a seedling for garden use and in small quantity. For commercial cultivation, seeds is sown in raised nursery beds measuring 1.2 by zero point 0.6 by 1 meter in length, breadth, and height is there. Seeds should be sown thinly to avoid the lanky and the tall seedlings. The seeds are sown at 10 to 12 centimeter apart and covered with a mixture of soil and FYM, that is the farm manure is there. And after the growth of the seedling, a transplanting is there, and after seedling should be transplanted when they have developed about 3 to 4 leaves at about 30 to 45 days, and the transplanting should be done preferably during early morning or evening to avoid the bright sunlight is there. And after planting, the soil avoid the seedling is to be formed and watered is there. The field preparation, a plugging is necessary there. Then there is need a spacing 30 by 30 centimeter was found. Optimum agroclimatic conditions of Goa is there. Fertilizer required, like as the NPK is required there by 180 to raised to 120 raised to 60 NPK per hectare is required there. Remaining 90 kg per hectare nitrogen has been applied as a top testing at the 40 days after the transplanting is required there. That is about the fertilizer. The irrigations which will be required there, that depend upon the soil quality as well as the we will say the environmental condition is there, whereas the pinching of the main shoot at 1 month after the transplanting has to be followed, promote better growth and the flowering is there. And the harvesting, which will be start after 10 to 12 weeks. Aster is harvested in two different ways. Individual flower are harvested for decoration and worship. For cut flower purpose, flower along with stalk is required there. The whole plant just above the grounds are cut there and they are used for different purpose. And the yield, that's depend upon season to season, but generally 12 to 15 tons per hectare can be obtained from this plant, that is the aster. So friend, here we are considering the first one, we will say the flowering plants, and that is the aster, which will be considered here having the family Asteraceae or Compositae, which is one of the important, we will say, flowering plants cultivated here under the chapter Floriculture. So friend, here we are considering the only one, we will say, a flowering plant, that is the aster, a good plant which will be having more and more profit to the floriculturist. For this purpose is there we are considering. Thank you.